Your energy introduces you before you even speak. Radiate good vibes. Engage with enthusiasm. You've only got one life to live. Get up and live it. In fact, let's get up right now. Come on up. Stand up. All right, lock in a stress number. I'm going to talk to you just for a second. Lock in a stress number. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you? Lock it in and let's start. Oh my gosh, we're starting already. If you don't have any props, no problem. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're going to come to standing. I'm going to ditch my little flamingo guy, get him out of the way, and we are going to start. Okay, here's the deal. This is a 1 hour long practice. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. You can stay here for the whole hour. You can stay here as long as you want. If you can only got 10 minutes to go, that's fine too. Let's take a confident stance. What do we mean by that? Spread your feet so they're a little bit wider than hip width distance. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in. Put a smile on your face and a big breath out. Let it go. We practice every single day, every day for 1 hour long, live, start to finish. Oh my gosh, it's good and it's bad. All right, you've got your hands on your hips. Start to rise up onto the balls of your feet and then down on your heels. Okay, so here's the deal. Good and bad, ups and downs. That's what life is. All this week we've been talking about, balancing life. Right now you're balancing on your feet. You're strengthening your foundation. All right, up on the toes, down on the heels, props for today's practice. Maybe you've got some hand weights or a couple of water bottles. Maybe you've got your yoga blocks, your balance ball, or nothing at all. Maybe a chair nearby, that's fine too. It's all gonna work because you make it work. Don't hurt yourself. The bottom of the screen said that and the introductory scrolling words said that. Don't hurt yourself. Do what you can with what you've got today. Every day is different, that's for sure, and every day is different in our practices too. Choose what is right for you and make it work. Are you rocking on your feet, going from the balls of the feet down to the heels? Maybe even rock a little bit out and in. Breathe. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big breath out through your mouth. Sigh it out. It's Friday, Fun Day Yoga Plus. We're combining yoga with a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of Barre, and a little bit of hand weights. It's all good, all designed to make you strong. Here's the deal. Plant your feet. Let's do some extended mountain pose. Lengthen up through your fingertips. Take a little baby back bend. Hands to prayer center for a moment of gratitude. And then hinge forward. Let your fingers hang toward the earth. Put a little bend in your knees. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Extended mountain. Let's do it all again several times. Take a baby back bend. Back up to center. Hands to prayer center. Fold forward. All right, all week we've been, continue doing this. Roll on up, extended mountain. We've been talking about strength and balance and being soft. So today, think about these words, strength and softness. All right, strength and softness. It's all about balancing life. I liked this definition of strength. It said vigor in action. How's that? Softness means hard, not stiff. That's you. Full of energy, full of vigor. Everybody wants to be full of vim and vigor, right? Anyway, come on up to extended mountain. Place your hands at your low back. Push your hips forward. Send your elbows toward your spine. Lengthen up. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Release your hands, lift them up to the sky, interlace your fingers, palm tree pose. Palms to the sky, sway from side to side. So here's what you've been doing. You've strengthened your foundation by balancing up on the toes and coming down on the heels. You found your foundation. You have done forward and back flexion of your spine. Now you're doing sideways lateral flexion of your spine, waking it up, getting moving in every direction you can. And then we're going to add in a twist in a little bit. This is our usual warm-up. We do this pretty much every day when we practice. Come back to the midline of your body. Release your arms down by your sides. Shoulders back and down. Let's do some big arm circles. All right, for your arm circles, tee out your arms and just draw little circles to the side of the room. And then start to put a bend in your knees. I'm going to work my legs a little further apart. I'm going to make my little arm circles a little bit bigger. You decide what works for you. Maybe you want to wash the windows on the side by bringing your palms up. Maybe you want to point the fingers. And when you bend the knees, maybe you want to go really low or not so low at all. When I come down, my knees bend, my hands come down. When I come up, my arms go up and my knees straighten. Take what feels good for you. Just get those shoulders moving a little bit or a lot. And the knees, wake them up. Circles to the back of the room, as big or as small as you like. Just move. That's the key. You always feel better when you move. So get up off your couch and move. Move enthusiastically. Be thankful for what you've got. You know, yoga lets you live your life better off of your mat. You have fun on your mat for about an hour or whatever, and then you can move better in your life. Have gratitude for what you got. All right, come to standing. Shoulders over your hips. Now, we're gonna have that big coat swing. So it's a twist of the spine. So let your arms hang heavy. Twist to the left, twist to the right. Let the arms hang heavy down by your sides. Maybe tap your hip. Maybe tap your backside. Just let the arms hang loose as you twist. Look over your shoulder as you twist too. So you're getting that neck moving. Nice controlled twist of your body. As you do this, don't think about yesterday's can't. So, no, I didn't do this yesterday, or oh, I can't do this. Get those can'ts and get those didn'ts out of your vocabulary. Focus on what you can do today, right here, right now. Because that's what matters, right? The present moment. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Nice big twist, twist, twist. Every time I do this in a practice, I say, I want to do this for like 3 minutes and see how it feels. So maybe you do that. Maybe you do that today, maybe you do that after practice, or just another time during the day. See how it feels. All right, let's finish up. Come back to the midline. Ragdoll is next. This is such a nice pose for decompressing your low back. Feet about hip width distance apart. Look on down, you got your hips, align your feet. Take your hands to opposite elbow creases and hinge forward. Hinge forward, put a bend in your knees if that feels good. Send your crown of your head toward the earth as you tuck your chin up toward your chest. Little bend in the knees, try it. How big a bend do you want to make? How does it feel? Let it feel good. That's what we want. You want the yoga to help your body feel good. Nothing else. Don't strive to do a pose just for the sake of doing a pose. You want to do this to make your body feel better. Adjust your knees however you like, and then start to sway your elbow from one side to the other. Sigh it out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let it go. This is your warm-up. Oh, it feels good to just move a little bit or a lot. You know what you need to do. And don't be discouraged if you think I'm not doing enough, because what you're doing is perfect. All right, come back to the midline of your body. Just hang out here for a second. Deep breath in. Sighing breath out, hollow out the belly, and then come on down. Plant your hands on your mat. Come on down. Let's do a child's pose. This is your opportunity to get out of your head, and just be in the present moment. So let's do a child's pose. Lots of ways to do it. You can have a block if nearby if you want. You can have your knees together, big toes touching, and hips back to your heels. Block can be under your forehead if that feels good. Arms can be down by your sides if your arms are down by your sides. Have your palms up and work your shoulders away from your ears. Think of your neck as nice and long as the crown of your head reaches toward the top of your mat. You can have a block or no block at all, and rest here in your child's pose. I'm going to spread my knees wide for a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes are still touching, hips are still back to the heels, arms are reaching long to the top of the mat. A block can be under your head if you want, or not. Stretch, reach. I'm getting into the shoulders a little more here. In either pose, you are getting a nice stretch in your quadriceps and your knees and your ankle. You don't even think about the ankle. In this pose, my arms are reaching long. In both poses, your spine is lengthening. Deep breath in, deep sighing breath out. Let it go. As you inhale, think of your chest, your back, really broadening to the sides of your mat. Really fill up your lungs. And exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Drive your belly button toward your spine, hollow out your belly, and just feel the depth of the stretch here. Your child's pose, your variation. Come back to it anytime you like, or stay in it longer. Give yourself permission to do what your body wants. Not what I'm doing necessarily. Do what works for you right now. Close your lips if you like and breathe in and out of your nose. And what's called Ujjayi Pranayama breath. That helps you build heat in your body and helps you stay focused in this moment. Don't worry about anything else. Just stretch and feel good. I'm going to come out of this pose. I'm going to come out of my child's pose. Remember, stay in it longer if you want, or maybe do the whole practice there. That's totally fine. I'm going to come to a neutral tabletop. I'm going to stretch my forearms. I'm going to bring my fingers back towards my knees so the forearms are shining forward. How does this feel for you? Fingers spread wide. Start to wiggle your bottom from side to side, or bring it on back towards your heels, which you want to feel here. Doesn't matter how it looks. Remember, what you want to feel here is this nice stretch in your forearms. Maybe you come further onto the fingers. What feels good? What feels right? Just move a little bit. You want to get that stretch going on because that is a tight area of the arms. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe sigh it out if you're feeling stressed, and then try to get back to that closed-lipped Ujjayi Pranayama breath. All right, I'm going to finish up. I'm going to bring my hands back to a natural position above the mat, and I'm just going to wiggle my fingers to kind of get those little tingly feelings out of my forearms. There we go. Let's do toes pose. Talk about strengthening the foundation. Really great pose here. All right, so a block or two or no blocks at all. You can use your hands. Think of the blocks as bringing the ground up to you. It's kind of nice. The blocks aren't expensive. Buy them if you don't have them. Come to standing on your knees, tuck your toes towards your shins, and have a seat either on your heels or, if you prefer, on your block. I know some of you like to take a towel and roll it up and put it back there and have a seat on it. This pose is intense. If it is painful, come out of it. True of any pose. If there's pain, sharp pain, you can tell between pain and just uncomfortable, and I don't like it. If it's uncomfortable, stick with it. If it's painful, come out of it. All right. Strengthening the feet, stretching out the fascia, breaking up the fascia, getting the feet solid and strong, and breaking up the tension and the rigidity in the feet. Okay, this is your toes pose. Here you can go. You can stay in your toes pose for a while if it's speaking to you. Maybe hands on your thighs or prayer center. Focus on your toes. Breathe. I'm going to flow it between a toes pose and an ankle pose. So I'm going to bring the tops of my feet onto my mat. Blocks come back. I push into them. I let my knees come up, but the knees stay together, each of them together, but they come up as you balance on your ankles. So just think about what's going on here. Go back and forth between toes pose and ankle pose. You're tucking your toes, you're stretching the feet and the toes, then you're going the other way, stretching the ankle, coming back. Take it as far as feels good. Push into the blocks or the ground, or remember, maybe you don't have any of them, that's fine. But just feel what you feel here. And go back and forth between the two. So your yoga gives you the capacity for change. It really does. It transforms your body. And our bodies are always responsive. They're always responding to our movement, right? Good or bad. So your muscles learn, they adapt. You have a lot of ingrained habits that you do, but maybe your yoga is kind of stretching your limits, and that's really good. Take the habits that you learn on your mat off of your mat, and just adapt to that new way of living. More strength, more flexibility, more mobility. You got it. You'll have better balance. You will be stronger. Your yoga works miracles in your body. Just try it and see. All right, so here's what you can think about with your toes and your ankles. You're going back and forth to your toes pose and ankle pose, maybe using the hands or the blocks. It's all great. You got 26 bones in your feet and your ankles, 33 different joints, 19 muscles, and then 107 different ligaments. So there's a lot going on down there. You're moving it, you're stretching it. You know how you just feel better when you move. All right, how are you doing? Toes pose, ankle pose. It's a big thing, isn't it? Rocking back and forth, maybe staying longer in one. You know what you need today. All right, I'm gonna finish up. I'm just gonna do one more ankle pose. I'm gonna take it back pretty far because it feels good, and I'm gonna challenge my balance, bringing my hands to prayer center, holding on here, believing in myself and my body's ability to do great things. I'm gonna close my eyes and challenge my balance. Whoo, that's a hard one. And then come on out of it. Come to a neutral tabletop. In your neutral tabletop, your shoulders are over your wrists, your knees are right under your hips. Your spine is long. I'm gonna lift my feet up because they need some loving. I need to balance the strength with the softness. I really challenged them, so now I'm going to wiggle my toes, circle my wrists, or circle my ankles. Then I'm gonna tap the tops of my feet out on my mat, and then come to a neutral tabletop, pushing the earth away. Let's do cat-cow. For cat, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, another great spinal pose. Tailbone's tucked under, chin is tucked, back is arched to the sky. Push hard into your hands, push hard even into the tops of your feet. Push them into the mat, feel your core engage. Inhale, cow pose, crown of the head and tailbone lift. Do a few cat-cows to your pace. All right, so you're curving your spine. Think about that. Your spine is curving. I like the name cat-cow, 2 C's. Your spine is curving like a cat in the shape of the letter C, and then like a cow the other way, flipping it around, so it's kind of like a backward C. Easy to remember, cat-cow. So curving the spine, using the spine, moving the spine. You are as young as your spine is flexible. Keep it moving. Don't worry about the age on the calendar. Don't worry about the number of birthdays you've had the pleasure of celebrating. Celebrate your spine. All right, come to lengthening in the spine. Let's do cat pulling its tail. It's a little bit of a twist. This is a little bit of a challenge, but you're up for it. Come on. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Drag your heel toward your bottom. Hold it here. Heel toward your bottom. Push into the earth. Take your left hand. Right leg is lifted. Take your left hand. Sweep it around and kind of look for that heel. Maybe it's nowhere in sight, but that's all right. Twist to the left shoulder, a little more up toward the sky. Maybe you can capture the foot. Look to the left side of your mat. Look to the left side of your room. Twist. Maybe look over your left shoulder as you really kick into that back hand. Nice little controlled twist. You're strong. You got it. Don't quit. Don't give up. Finish up, hand comes down, knee comes down. We're gonna do the other side. And remember, like I said, if you can't reach it, no big deal. Push your hands into the ground, lift your left leg up, maybe lift it a little bit higher and hold it right here. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe this is enough balancing for today. I'm gonna bring my foot a little higher. I'm gonna reach my hand around and capture my foot. I'm gonna kick into my hand. I'm gonna open up through my right shoulder and look over my right shoulder, or to the right side of the room, or to the right side of the mat. It's all good. This is your cat pulling its tail. Breathe. Hold on. Stay strong. Focus. Let's come down. Hand to the mat, knee to the mat. If you have a stability ball, looks pretty sad, doesn't it? It's pretty deflated, but that's the way you want it to be. If you have one of these balls, let's use it for bird dog. If you don't have it, you can still do a great bird dog. Don't quit, don't give up. Come on, you can do it. I mean that. You really can do it. Believe in yourself. All right, so the ball doesn't have much air in it. You want it squishy. Don't think of it as a ball. Think of it as an unstable surface. The unstable surface will make the pose even that much more exciting. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna do my right leg first. I'm gonna put my right knee on the ball. No ball, don't worry about it. Just put your right knee on the ground. Neutral tabletop, tuck the right toes under. Start to feel the wiggle in that ball, and that's what you want. Lift the left leg up like you did in cat pulling the tail. Now this time extend the leg long. Draw the toes toward the shin and hold here. So your leg is at about hip height. You got your balance here with that kickstand of the right foot. Hold on. Left leg is extended. Extend your right arm. Reach and lengthen here. Push into the earth with your right foot and your left hand. Push, reach, stretch. Feel how complex this pose is. Tuck your elbow to your knee, under your belly button, and then reach and tuck and reach. If you want, you don't have to tuck. Just reach. Lengthen in the spine. You're creating strength in your spine by lengthening. Stretch, reach. You're challenging your balance by tucking and challenging the core. Reach, finish, hand comes down, knee comes down. We have another side to do. The left side. Ball under the knee if you want. Hands press into the ground, tuck your left toes, right leg lifts. Woo, a little or a lot. Stretch it out. toes toward the shin, leg at about hip height. Push into the ball. Hold here. Left arm can reach if you want. Left elbow to right knee can tuck under your belly button. Stretch, reach, try, breathe, lengthen, don't quit. You got it. Let's finish. Stretch, hand down, knee down. You did it. Remove the ball. That was your bird dog pose. What do you think? You use the ball or nothing at all? All is accessible to you. You just gotta try. All right, fire hydrants, the next pose. You can use your squishy ball. You can use a weight. You could use your block. I don't think that works very well. It's not much fun. Or nothing at all. So I'm gonna take this ball, place it behind my right knee. Neutral tabletop, fire hydrant pose. Think of how a dog is on a fire hydrant. Draw your right toes towards your shin. Lift the leg to the right like a dog on a fire hydrant. So here, keep your hips down, both hips equal distant to the mat. You don't want to kind of open up a whole lot here. You want to keep the knees down to really work that hip. Equal weight distribution in your hands. Leg is lifting and lowering at your pace. Little dog like Dolly, or big dog like Charlie. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's hold it up. Reminiscent of a bar practice. Let's pulse, pulse, pulse the leg up. Draw the toes toward the shin. Maybe the ankle's a little higher than the knee. Pulse, pulse, pulse. You got it. Don't quit. Stay strong. You got it. Squeeze that ball good and tight. Let's let the right knee hover next to the left. Take it to a donkey kick. Right leg lifts. Thigh is parallel to your mat. Realign your hips so they're equal distant to the mat. Push into the earth. Kick yourself in the bottom. Kick, kick, little heel kicks, little pulses to your bottom. Right about now, I bet your left glutes are on fire, and that feels good. Last week, in our Friday practice, we did this a little differently. We did it standing, literally on a bar, actually the back of a chair, and it all works very similarly. Might just feel a little different. If you don't like being down on your knees, take it like we did last week at the back of a chair. Breathe, breathe. Hug the heel good and tight towards your bottom. Now pulse your foot up to the sky. Pulse, little teeny movements. A pulse is just a couple inches up and down, good and bad, strong and soft. Such is life, right? That's why we do restorative practices too. We have our vinyasa practice on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We've got this practice on Friday, and then other days of the week, we do more gentle practices. Sunday and Thursday is restorative. I think you'd like that. Breathe. All right, how are you doing? Oh my goodness, mega on fire. Let's bring that knee down, hover it next to the other knee, push the earth away, plant the foot. Guess what? We got another side to do. Let's get right into it, and then I'll just tell you, put the ball behind your knee. Let's do our fire hydrant. I'll tell you what's coming next so you can anticipate it and look forward to it. A wide-legged child's pose. Oh yeah. Stretch out, even out in those glutes. You're gonna need it, you're gonna want it. All right, hips equidistant to the mat. Spine is long. Crown of the head reaching to the front of the mat. Lift and lower. Big dog, little dog, you decide. Fire hydrant. Gotta love it. Breathe. Remember, bringing the ankle a little higher than the knee is another little refinement you can take. Let's lift it good and high, and let's pulse. Pulse, pulse, up to the sky. Keep it going. Maybe you need to take a little break. That's fine. Let the knee hover next to the other one if you want to take a break. When you're ready, let's let the left knee hover to the right. Bring the leg back for a donkey kick. Readjust and evaluate in the hips. Push into the hands. Little teeny kicks of the heel into your bottom. Nice little swift kick into the bottom. Everybody needs that once in a while, right? All right, you're doing good things. Don't ever think that oh, the yoga's too easy, or it's too hard, because it's not. It's working wonders in your body. Every little bit you do is more than doing nothing at all, right? I mean, statement of the obvious. That's why we say maybe take a pose to just 10%. Give yourself permission to do that. It's better to do that than to hurt yourself. Kick your heel in towards your bottom. Now pulse the ball, or pulse the foot, and I guess the ball's going too, up to the sky. Bring that left hip down. You'll feel it more in your right glutes. It's all good. Push into the earth. You got it. Don't quit. Don't quit. That's the big thing. Show up every day. Just try. Maybe it's a 10-minute practice for you, but just try a little more each day. Give the time to yourself so you can live better off of your mat. How are you doing? All right, let's finish. Squeeze that ball. Hug the left knee to the right knee. Push into the earth. Let it hover for a second. And as promised, knee comes down. Ball to the hands. Knees spread super duper wide. The wider you get, the better this is going to feel. Slowly enjoy the getting here. Sink your hips back to your heels. Place your hands on the ball and rest. Hard work has to be balanced with rest, right? Breathe in, breathe out. Warrior, caregiver, you got to put forth effort, but then after you put forth the effort, you got to take care of yourself. You've got to rest. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh, that stretch feels so good in the glutes. All right, but now let's do a strengthening pose. Roll the ball away, maybe grab a drink of water, and let's come into our typical 1-minute plank pose. All right, here's the deal. We do a plank in just about every practice, except on restorative days. When we do a plank, we set a timer on the screen, set for 1 minute. It's only there for you. If you want to keep track of your progress, you can time yourself and how long you're holding their plank. Maybe put it up on your refrigerator. It kind of feels good to just see making progress. If you don't want to do that, totally fine. You do it your way. Lots of ways to do your plank. You're on your knees already. Let's walk our hands forward. You can do it this way. Spread your knees a little bit. Adjust your hips to what's comfortable. Hinge your weight forward until you feel the weight in your arms. Oh, you'll feel it when it happens. There, the weight's in my arms. I'm going to spread my fingers wide, kind of gecko my fingers with a little more push into my thumb and my pointer finger. It eases the tension on your wrists. Weight is shifted forward. You can stay here in this plank. Another variation you might want to take is to come down to your forearms. Keep your elbows under your shoulders. Forearms parallel to the sides of the mat, and maybe you stay on your knees. So you're kind of in that sort of quasi-sphinx pose in the arms, but you can feel the tightness in the core. Maybe you wish to draw your toes towards your shins, or pop on up and hold in your plank pose here. I'm going to take a high plank today, and I'm going to squeeze the ball between my thighs. You do it any way you like. Dwayne's going to set a 1-minute timer for you to time yourself. When you're ready, get into the position you wish to be in, and let's go with the timer. Here we go. Nice flat back. 1-minute timer is on the screen. You do it your way. Fingers spread wide. You want to have a strong base here. Shoulders over the wrists. Feet at about hip width distance. Core is engaged. Don't let your belly sag so much. Push into the earth. All right, so we are, 15 seconds in? Breathe. Take breaks when you need them. Maybe a break means sending your hips high if you are in a high plank, or another break could be to drop to your knees. You decide. All right, we're over 30 seconds in. We've got 20 seconds to go. Push the earth away. Stay strong here. Everything's engaged. You got it. You want to build strength. You don't want to be a weakling, right? You got to stay strong to stay stable. You're under 10 seconds now. Hold it. Breathe. Squeeze the ball if you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. You did it. Come on down. Take a break. Maybe a break for you is a child's pose or getting some water. All right. You're strong. Don't give up. Don't quit. Whatever you did, it was excellent. All right. Oh my goodness. We got to get moving. All right. Let's take this ball. Place it behind your low back. No ball at all, totally fine. Come all the way back to reclined if you like. I'm gonna do some little crunches here, like Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups if you don't have the ball. Fully reclined, knees bent, soles of the feet touch, knees open wide, fingers lightly to your temples. Let's lift and lower. Think of your strong core, lifting and lowering. Elbows back, knees open wide. An alternative is to reach strong, parallel arms forward. Reach between your legs. Reach, reach, knees still open wide. Little bit of a shift to the right side of the body. Right arm outside the right knee, left arm inside the right knee. Lift and lower, little teeny lifts, little teeny lowers, nothing dramatic, nothing huge, just little twist with a lift. Back to center, breathe. Breathe. Hi, Christine. Hi, Rena. Hi, Irina. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Connell. Hi, Blake. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Marietta. Hi, Steve. Hi, Barbara. Glad you guys are here. All right, other side to the left knee. Surround it with love in those hands. Breathe, lift. You got it. Stay strong. Oh my goodness, strong core. Back to the center. Lift, lift, lift. Guess what? It's time for a Pilates move. Come on up to a seated position. With your ball, go ahead and bring it down to your ankles. Hands to prayer center. Pilates hundreds is what we're doing. All right, hands to prayer center, lengthen up, and come on back down. As you come on down, you can have the ball, no ball at all, totally fine. Oh, do you feel your core? Uh-huh. All right, hello Betty, hello Liz, hello Stan, hello Tyrone, hello Patsy, hello Kim. All right, ball. Squeeze it together at the bottom of your mat, or no ball at all, totally fine. Or put your feet up on the ball. Breathe. Arms down by your sides, palms face down, shoulders away from your ears. Lift the arms up and start to pat at the earth a little bit. Maybe lift the shoulders up. Where's the ball? You can have it under your ankles, between your ankles, or no ball at all. Lift the feet. You got it, whatever variation. And the idea here is you pat the ground 100 times, but you do what's right for you. Strong core. Thank you, Joseph Pilates, for your practice that he called controlology. He didn't name it after himself. That came later. So controlology is all about controlling the core, controlling the breath, breathing. Maybe lift the feet a little higher, keep the tailbone down, breathe, breathe. Maybe lift the shoulders a little higher, breathe. However many times you want to do it is the right amount of times. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Strong abs, you got it. When you're ready, I think that's about 100 right there. Let's come on down, stretch it out, stick pose. Arms go high overhead. Ball, you can scoot it aside, point your toes, reach through your fingers, stretch it out like you're a big number one. Take a deep breath in. Oh, and a deep breath out. Pilates 100s, that is a challenge, isn't it? All right, let's come on up. Let's press on up or sit on up, not using your hands. You decide, do it your way. Let's find these 2 blocks and let's do some lunges. This is big for your hips. Blocks by your side. Right foot forward, right knee over right ankle. Left leg goes back, long and super straight on your mat. Press into your blocks. Maybe try to bring your shoulders up a little more over your hips, or, not at all, you decide. All right, maybe you're still forward a little bit. Here's what you want to feel. Doesn't matter how the pose looks, right? Remember that. What matters is how it feels. You want to feel a good stretch in your left front hip. Hands on the blocks or not, shoulders over hips, maybe arms lift, maybe a little back bend like we did earlier in our warm-up. Nice, stable right foot, push into it. Hands back to prayer center. Then start to surf the right knee, start to straighten it and bend it. You can use the blocks, bring them back with you as they bring the ground up to you. You're still getting the same fantastic depth of the stretch here. You're just helping your balance along here. So don't think, the blocks are not a crutch. The blocks allow you to do things that perhaps you couldn't otherwise do. So I'm getting the same great stretch, no difference there in these hips. But the blocks give me some stability. I'm gonna walk them back even farther, and I'm gonna have my bottom sit on my left heel. Right toes are gonna go up to the sky, and I'm gonna wiggle them because I can. You can bring your bottom back to your heel or not, and go back and forth, surf it out. If you don't want to use the blocks, that's more of a balance challenge. Hands can be at prayer center, or maybe you use them to help you get down, help you get back up. It's all an evolutionary process, right? Maybe you've been away from your mat for a while. Man, those days add up. Then they become weeks and months, and maybe it's been years since you've done any movement. That's all right. Today's the perfect day to start. What's the saying? The best day to plant a tree is 100 years ago or today, right here, right now. So you're working on it. Keep at it. Stay strong, stay flexible. Let's finish with this leg. Both knees meet on your mat. Left foot forward, knee over ankle. Let's start it out again with this lunge. I do like to use the blocks to allow me to send my right leg super duper long. Top of the right foot on the mat. I'm feeling a big stretch in that right hip flexor, right in the front of the hip. You feel it too, I bet. Maybe press on up to the fingers. Maybe press on up to a like extended mountain arm reach. Maybe a baby back bend. Feels good here. How does it feel? Push both feet into the mat. You'll feel more stable. And then maybe hands to prayer center and you say, I'm staying right here. All right, time to surf. Little bit or a lot, with the blocks or without. Take a few moments to do what feels good for you. All right, how's your back and knee feel? So think about it. You know you. Maybe it'd feel better to have a towel under your back knees when you do this. It's all up to you. Your practice, you do it your way. I'll just make suggestions along the way and encourage you along the way. That's important. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Sigh it out if it's stressful. Maybe the first one's really hard, but then maybe it gets a little better. It will get better. How do your knees feel? I used to have really bad knees. I would wear a knee brace. They really hurt. If I don't do my yoga, it comes back. If I do my yoga, I've got great knees. All right, let's finish up. How did you do with the surfing? Let's find our weights, little weights or big weights. I've got a couple of them today. Let's sweep the right foot up to meet the left, and we're gonna come up to standing, all right? Sweep the foot up, come on up to standing, grab your weights, and let's start lifting. Okay, so here's the deal. Little weights, no weights, have a little something with resistance. Even if it's your water bottles, that's good too. All right. Let's bring the weights toward our shoulders, palms face in so you can tap your cheeks. And then lift the weights up, straighten in the arms. This feels good for you. Don't lock the elbows out. Don't really push them up. And you know, I've seen people who want to lift weights and they really push and lock it out and then down. That's not good. You are in control here. Maybe you're lifting too much weight if you're trying to He-Man it, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll hurt yourself. Then you start to throw it into your back. It's not about the back. It's about the arms. You want to isolate as best you can in the arms here. You're lifting and lowering. So you're like in an extended mountain pose, and then you bring them back to the shoulders. All right, let's change the hands. Bring the weights to the shoulders. Turn your hands so your palms are face front. Now just do it a couple times. Palms to the front, but feel in your upper back what you're doing, right? So let's open it up, backs of your palms toward the back of the room like we do in that You Will Look Taller pose. That's a fun one. We'll do that another day. Come back and see what I'm talking about. All right, lift and lower the weights. Your palms are forward, strengthening your upper back, your shoulders. Working on that good standing posture. Now maybe you're lifting one weight at a time. That's a way to take a little bit of a break. Or maybe you sit out one repetition and then get back in the game. But get back in the game. Don't quit. Lift and lower, you got it? All right, now let's tee out our arms. Tee them out and let's do little pulses up. Little pulses up. Chest is lifted, you're firmly planted in your feet. You're lifted up through the crown of your head. You're gazing forward. You got this. Palms are up. You are pulsing up. Let's switch it. Turn the palms so they're face down. Now pulse them down. That kind of feels like a break, doesn't it? But it's not. Breathe. You are working hard here. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. When you're ready, let's take these pulsing hands, like a little bird flying, right? Let's bring them down by our sides. Let the weights pull your shoulders away from your ears. Let that feel good. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's find our foundation. Pop on up to those Barbie doll feet. Pop on up to the balls of your feet. Let's take a drinking bird. Sink your hips down as low as feels right for you. Bend your elbows. Bringing the weights kind of towards your armpits. Sink a little bit lower to what feels good for you. Hold it. You don't have to be real low. Hold on. You got it. Maybe you've decided to hold on to a chair. Totally good. I'm going to sink a little bit lower here. If you fall out, no big deal. Get back up on those toes. And then take your hands and then send them to the back of the room. Towards your armpit, the weights go toward the back of the room. Hug the elbows in. Hold on here. Maybe sink a little lower, keeping your chest forward and your gaze forward too. I'm going to take the weights and extend them toward the back of the room, and then I'm going to pulse them in toward my tailbone. Breathe. Hold on. You got it. You're strong. Don't quit. Don't give up. Come on back up to standing. Let the weights hang down by your sides. Breathe in. Breathe out. Weights. Lift your arms to the front of the room. Palms face up. Think of serving a tray. All right, so you're serving a tray of cocktails or mid-morning snacks to a bunch of adults. All right, so they're at your level. Let's bend our knees and give these little juice boxes to the young ones. Then the really young ones, let's come on down, animal crackers, come on down. Little teeny pulses, big bend in your knees. Oh, those teenagers want some more. Come midway up, pulse, 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 you got it. Oh, come back up to standing for the adults. Pulse, 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 you got it. Let's go halfway down and pulse, pulse, pulse. Hold on, maybe further down, maybe so far down, your bottom is on your heels. Breathe, serve the tray here. Breathe, let's come up to midway. Hold on, come back to standing. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Finish, arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. My goodness, that was fun. All right, lift the weights up again. Triceps need a little more love. Interlace your fingers, hold onto the weights. Maybe you ditch one weight. Bend your elbows, hug your biceps in towards your ears. Lift and lower the weight or weights to the sky as you strengthen underneath your arm, those triceps. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh, we got it. We're almost done. Gotta love the weights. A little bit of weight is good. Don't think you gotta do tons of weight. All right, float the arms down by your sides. Give your shoulders a wiggle. Let's do some balancing. Now, I'm gonna put the weights aside. Let's do tree. Hands to prayer center, root into your right or your left foot. Lift the right leg up, open it to the side of the room. Sole of the foot comes inside the foundational leg. Look up to where your ceiling and wall meet. It'll help you balance. Lengthen up through your hips and through the crown of your head. Push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Maybe bring the foot up higher. Just don't put the foot on the knee. Hips are equidistant to the front of the room. Hands are at prayer center. Maybe you grow your branches like a swaying tree. Sway them from side to side. Focus. Try to close your eyes or take a long blink. That'll challenge your balance for sure. Hands back to prayer center. Knee to the front of the room. Foot meets foot. Other side. Root into your right leg. Open up the left knee. Kickstand it if you like. Lift it a little higher or lift it way high up into the thigh. Skip over the knee. Remember that. Hands on your hips. Foot is pressed into leg. Leg is pressed into foot. Hands to prayer center. Stay here or use a chair. Branches can grow and sway. Eyes can close or take a long blink. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Foot means foot. Warrior 3. Big step forward. Hinge the weight into the right leg. Little bend in the knee. Remember, don't lock it out. Left leg lifts. Hands can be on the hips, on a chair, or they can reach forward. Maybe they reach for a block as you lift that leg higher. Maybe you tee out like the capital letter T, hold it, and then hands to prayer center. Left foot meets right. Come back to standing. Hands at prayer center, deep breath in, big breath out. Right foot steps back. Weight hinges forward into the left foot. Hands, where are they? Maybe put them on your hips. Right leg lifts, little gentle giving bend in your foundational knee. Hands to prayer center maybe, or on the blocks, or on a chair. Right leg lifts, hips equidistant to the mat. Arms reach long and strong, capital letter T if you like. Finish. Hands to prayer center. Right foot meets left, forward fold. Hinge forward. Little bit of space between your knees might make room for your belly. Big inhale, big exhale. You're folded in half here. Nose towards your knees, gaze up towards your belly button. Little bend in your knees, feels really good. Walk your hands forward, come down to your mat. Put your blocks aside, have your ice shade and towel up near your mat. That's a good sign. Let's come on to the right side. Take a weight, or your 2 weights, or maybe you've got another weight, a larger weight. Large weight feels good here, I think. So come on down, we're gonna do clamshells. Come on down. Forearm of the right arm is parallel to the top of the mat. Shoulder over elbow, remember that for stability. Knees are bent. Place a weight or your multiple weights or no weights at all on your outer left thigh. Start to lift and lower like the legs are clamshells. Stay lifted in the chest. Don't collapse. Do your clamshells here. Maybe lift the ankles and continue to do your clamshells. Maybe have a weight or no weight at all. It's your call, right? It's your practice. Maybe add heavier weights the more you practice. Maybe add lighter weights the more you practice. Nothing's wrong. You just don't want to hurt yourself. All right, so let's finish up with these clamshells. Oh, we've worked the bottom a lot today. We did a lot of donkey kicks and fire hydrants. Bring the legs down, switch to the other side. All right, same setup. Elbow under shoulder, knees bent, start to lift and lower. Your right leg now, the other leg. Lift and lower, you got it. Maybe lift the legs or the ankles. Lift and lower, you got it. How are you doing? Hoping this is fun for you. All right, let's finish. Bring the legs down, remove the block. Let's come on to your belly for Superman and swimmer. So come to your belly, arms reach long to the top of your mat. Legs are spread a little bit, don't worry about them so much. Maybe lift one leg, then the other. Your neck is long, your gaze is at the center of your mat. One leg, then the other. Maybe both legs lift. One arm, then the other. So you're flying like Superman, balancing on the pelvis. Hold here. Another Pilates pose. Start to kick in your swimmer pose. Kick, kick, kick. Lift a little higher in the chest. Lift a little higher in the legs. Gaze down your nose. Don't turn your neck. You got it. Swim. And finish. Hands down underneath your collarbones. Feet come down. Press into your arms. Straighten up. Come on up to a standing on your knees position. All right, block between your ankles. Squeeze it, hold it tight. Hands maybe to your hips. Maybe bring your hands to your low back. Push your hips a little forward with your thumbs or use your hands. It feels more stable to use the hands. Hips go forward, elbows towards your spine. Look up as best you can to where the ceiling and the wall meet or overhead. Now let's take a little twist. Let your right hand come down and find your right heel. Left arm reaches high. Maybe left arm reaches to the back of the room. Take a nice big stretch here. You're stable, you're holding on to your heel. You got it, don't sweat it. Come on back up. Retwist back to the center. Hands back to your low back, hips forward. Maybe this is right where you stay. That's what's meant for you today. Perhaps. Lengthen up, and then when you're ready, take the twist to the other side. Reach your left hand for your left heel. capture it, hold it, right arm reaches. Maybe it goes to the back of your room. Breathe. You're strong. You got it. Your body moves in amazing ways. Honor it. Give it what it needs. Slowly come back up. Slowly twist back to center. Have a seat on your heels. Take a deep breath in, hands to prayer center. Even this pose has a name. It's called Thunderbolt. You're back to your ankles. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Take your block to the top of your mat. Place it off of your mat a little bit. We're gonna send our legs up to the sky. We're gonna go from bridge to bicycle to shoulder stand to plow if you want. Okay, I know Betty, you like this one. Betty is the most fit woman I know. All right, you're on your bottom. So come on down, all the way down with control. Arms down by your sides. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, wiggle your shoulders towards your spine. Here's your bridge, nice stretch in those hip flexors again. Remember those from our lunge. Hands behind, interlace behind your low back, press your pinkies into the mat. Lift, hold here, then remove your hands from behind your low back. Pilates bicycle. All right, for this pose, send your legs up to the sky. Legs go up, start to ride a bicycle. Breathe. All right, now still your feet. Send your legs high up to the sky. Chin is tucked to your chest for your shoulder stand. Then let your feet come overhead. There's a block there. I don't know if I positioned it right or not, but it brings the ground up to you. So you can think, oh my goodness, maybe I can touch that block. Or maybe I can take it to the ground. Breathe. You got it. Tight little ball. Finish. Roll on up. Come on up to seated. All right, I don't even know if I hit the block or the ground. All right, toes on up, arms lift, hinge forward, stretch toward your feet, nose toward your knees. Come on up, and then come on back down. Let's lie down, fully recline on your mat. Final Shavasana briefly or longer because of a prop that you have. I'll tell you in a second. Arms down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. Whew, I got a sweat going on. How about you? All right, soften in your body. We worked hard. Think back to core, how tight everything was. In fact, let's squeeze our toes toward the sole of our foot. Squeeze your hands, make a tight fist. Feel the strength in the body. Feel the tension throughout the entire body as you squeeze good and tight. The arms feel it, the back feels it, even into the neck, the toes, the thighs, the hips. And then release. Do it again and feel the effects of the tension, good and bad, right? Squeeze and tighten up. There you go. There's the strength. And then release. Oh, there's the softness. Finding that balance is the key to a balanced life. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Just rest. Pinky toes fall to the edges of your mat. The prop that is always good to have is your remote control nearby. With your remote control nearby, you can hit pause and stay in your final Shavasana as long as you need. And you know, if you take 5 minutes, what's 5 minutes? It's not that long. If you take 10 minutes, who cares? It's your yoga. Take as long as you like and be at peace, my friends. For me, it's time to conclude my practice, so I'm gonna take a deep breath in. And a big sighing breath out, letting any residual tension go. I'm gonna start to wiggle my fingers and toes and circle my wrists and my ankles. Take a big inhale, reach high overhead and stretch it out like it's the first stretch of your morning. Find length. Exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows and roll onto one side or the other for your fetal position. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Eyes are closed. Top shoulders soft. This is your moment. This is your breath. Every breath counts. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. As you're ready, if you're ready, slowly press on up to a comfortable seated position. Crisscross your legs. Just go through the little ritual of finishing up your practice. Bring your palms together to touch. Lengthen up through your spine. Just have a moment of gratitude and thanks to your body for performing, for your mind for bringing you here to your mat, for your spirit for just having the encouragement and inspiration to come to your mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. Congratulations. You did a Yoga Plus class. So you did yoga today, you did Barre today, you did Pilates today, you lifted weights today. You are on a good course. Stress number you took in the beginning, what was it? And now, what is it? That's a little tangible measure for you of how the yoga works for you. And you know, that lingers, that lasts throughout your day. Stick with it, don't quit. Stick with it, you deserve it. From us to you, have a wonderful weekend and focus on the fruits of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. We love you. Bye. Hello, Piper. You're a good girl. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga's doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path, enjoy your yoga, and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.